to day 2, the end of day 2 here at the Rebelle Rally. We are live, brought to you by the good folks at Toyota. I'm here with my awesome co-host, Matthew Johnson. Matthew, we have had quite a day here, and this is the middle of a marathon stage.
I love it. Today we got to go out on the marathon stage. We drove some of the hardest things that the teams were going to do today. Found them pretty challenging ourselves as well. But in one part we could see it felt like all of California and all of Nevada all at once.
All at the same time, yeah. Now, a marathon stage, what happens in that is that there's no base camp support. So while it happens that all of the Rebelles are actually camping together, there's still no support. So there's no Drew Deckman. There's no mechanical help unless you want to take a penalty. You don't have the comforts of base camp. Also, what we don't have is we don't have any scoring. So we can't tell you where people are because this is technically not the end of this. Might be the end of the day, but they're going to judge it all as one complete marathon.
I'll tell you something we do have that we didn't plan on having.
What is that?
A tarantula migration.
Oh, that's right.
Turns out.
I've seen 3 tarantulas so far. I've been here for like an hour and a half.
So we've got tents on the ground. Also, tarantulas on the ground.
It's fine. It's
just zip them up, right?
Yeah, it's fine. It's not a big deal. But no, today we did some really, really great driving. It was a good day for drivers. They got to go over the highest and the steepest pass that the Rebelle Rally has ever had, going up to Queens Canyon. It was great. We're going to show you some footage from that later on. But I think right now, Ms. Katie Kunkel is in the most happening spot here in Gold Point. We are talking about the post office? You know what happens when it's live out here in the middle of nowhere, just running off of one Starlink. But look at that. We've got a beautiful Honda Pilot coming in. It's tough to read.
I'm thinking that's Mercedes.
Is that Mercedes? And
can't quite get a number there.
Let me see. 212.
212. We'll figure that out here in a moment. But, another Honda headed in. X-Cross, I'm told, didn't have the hardest day. But tomorrow might be more challenging for them.
Yes, I think that tomorrow they're going to see a lot of big driving for those vehicles. The thing is with these X-Crosses, some of them do have a lot of clearance. The Bronco Sport has got a lot of clearance. Mountain Subi has a lot of clearance. Of course, she's put a lot of that clearance in there. But the Pilot Trail Sport, it's got a little bit of a lift over stock, but it's not, you're not running Jeep clearances.
And indeed, that was Nicole and Serena. I believe they're in bone stock, and that's got the one with the stock bumpers on it, unlike Liz and Hillary's that has the aftermarket bumpers on it.
Yeah, so those two are rookies. Now that Trail Sport, that has a really cool traction control system where it kind of acts like a limited slip differential in the rear, but in the front it will do a brake-based torque vectoring to make sure that it's always throwing the right amount of torque to the right wheel that's got grip.
It's, a well-driven X-Cross vehicle can often hang in the 4x4 realm, and we found that out yesterday.
We did find that out. Mountain Subi, I believe they are number 204. They took a wrong turn, and they ended up in a 4x4 class. They did all of the 4x4 checkpoints as a crossover, which is just amazing. I just love that story for those guys. All right, we've got some footage from earlier today because, as we know, we're all in Nevada, and we've got a ton of ghost towns out here, lots of mining. I know you've been studying up on the mining, so let's see where we've got.
Have a look. So, mining in Nevada started around 1850s, maybe 58. The Comstock lode of silver was discovered, and up to this day, Nevada has been the second largest producer of silver in the nation, second to Alaska. But a lot of these towns, they came in, they discovered some amount of silver. They just didn't know how much. So they built towns, found what they were looking for, mined it, and left. It's
look
really
how
interesting
long
relics.
I want to take those cars out and restore them. It's so amazing to think that these were populated towns with a thriving population, a thriving community, and then suddenly they're just gone.
Speaking of, at its height here, Gold Point had 800 people.
Right.
And for those 800 people, 11 saloons.
Now I believe Gold Point has a population of 8, and I think we only have one saloon, but it is a doozy, and we should be able to show that to you a little bit later on in the show. But yeah, it's interesting.
I don't know if that's been there since 1800s.
It's probably been there for a while. But yeah, all this old abandoned mining equipment. Now I do have to say, I often joke safety 23rd, but safety first. If you are out here and you are wheeling around, just be careful when you go into these things. There's a lot of places where you can get hurt, but it is really cool to see a lot of the history that's happening here in Nevada.
Entirely. We have, I believe Sylvania was one of the ghost towns they go through, and there's a black checkpoint near there. So I think we're seeing some teams hunting down a black diamond.
Yeah, and I was just always afraid that they had put, that is Rory and Shelby Hall trying to find their black checkpoint. But I was always convinced that Emily would put a black checkpoint like in the middle of something. And I think, I'm not 100% sure if I remember this correctly, but I do think that once she put a black checkpoint inside like the vault in Walt's Bar here.
That sounds like something Emily might do.
Hey,
do you recognize this car?
Hey, look at that. That's the BMW in 205.
We hope to chat with them later, but Becca Donahue, Emmy's former partner, that they won the event together.
Yep, she was a great navigator. Now she's turning into a great driver, so that's pretty awesome. But yeah, look at how great this is to be able to go through these old mining towns and then be looking out for a black diamond checkpoint. You're able to, whether you're able to do it just through precise measurement or through precise triangulation or through a combination of both of those, it's really, really challenging.
I'll tell you what I noticed a minute ago was how powerful Rory's stance was using the compass there. Did you notice that? I was like, wow, that's how you get a compass accurate. You stand very powerfully like that.
All right, I believe that now we've got our tech poop in a group, and we've got Katie. So, Katie, take us away.
I heard that, and you're like, but it's not a bear. I'm like, bear. Hello. Oh, my gosh, guys, my head is going to explode. Waltz is calling me. Emily's just given me some inside scoop, so my head's going to pop. Go check the standings. And behind me, I've got a team that I've wanted to talk to for ages, Liz and Hillary, and they're beaming with joy. So apparently they've mastered the secret sauce. How was your day?
It was not bad. We had a wonderful day driving. We did the X route for the X Cross class, and it was absolutely stunning. It was amazing to drive through. It was a challenge to drive through, much more rocky and some washes that we had to traverse, so we dented our front skid plate a little bit, but not too bad. And we're super excited. It was great.
And can you tell me a little bit more about your vehicle, given that you did the X today?
Yeah, so our vehicle is a Honda Pilot Trail Sport it's a 2023 model, and we did a wrap that has a Barbie and Marvel design to it, which is super fun. We also have front and rear steel bumpers that were custom made by our fabrication department in-house, with a rear swing gate with one of our spares in it, and then a spare inside the car too.
And can you tell us what you guys do for Honda?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about my sponsor really quick. One of our sponsors is Maxxis. They did our tires, which are doing great. There have been a couple flats already for other teams, and we're doing awesome.
Nice.
But for Honda, I work as a reliability test engineer. So basically, I make sure when you hit a pothole or go over railroad tracks too fast that your car's okay. So,
nice.
Yeah.
And what about you?
I'm an architect, and I run national construction projects.
Oh, amazing. That's cool. And did you have a great day driving today?
I actually navigated. I know it's like backwards.
We swapped just to confuse.
You're trying to trick me. It's been a long day for us too.
But it was a long day navigating, 4 maps, and lots of canyons. So lots of, you could have spent the whole day just route planning. And so we really had to use our terrain and landmarks, like power lines were very crucial landmarks on the map today. And that's how we got through.
Well, it sounds like you slayed it, and I hear from Emily that she threw some Easter eggs in there, so well done. Now, just before we throw back to Matthew and Emily, Gold Point Post Office is right here, and Matthew and I are just going to quickly pop in, because this is a day of history in the Rebelle Rally with that big, huge crawl, and the gold mining territory we're in. And just check this out. There's a miner's registry right here that is so old, and over there there's piles of old letters, and I just read one from a boy to his girlfriend, and it was beautiful. This is so historically wild, and nothing has changed. I mean, there's books up there that I want to climb up and read. Ernest Hemingway I mean, I can't see the rest of them. There's jars that are just full of all sorts of potions and goodness. This post office closed down in 1960, and it really hasn't changed. I mean, guys, you have to come and check this out. There's a typewriter here that I have no idea where it's from, but look at all those letters. They're all old letters that people have saved. And in this digital era that we live in, on an analogue event, seeing all these letters is something wild. Now I'm going to pop out here and say a quick hello to our French team, who have a really great story before I get back to you guys. Hi ladies, how are you? These two have come from France and they moved to America for a whole year to compete in the Rebelle. Tell us how your day was.
It was amazing. Yeah, so beautiful. The land and everything was so cool.
And how was the navigation today?
It was hard, so hard, but yeah, it was pretty cool.
Well, we've all been talking and we want to meet you inside Walt's Saloon and show you a really good American time tonight. So we'll meet you in there in about an hour and a half?
Yeah, of course.
Perfect. See you then. Okay, back to you, Emmy and Matthew.
It's fantastic. Thank you so much, Katie. You can see everyone had a big adventure today, and a lot of them are still adjusting their minds about what they're seeing going into this town. They're like, I'm sleeping here.
But I have to tell you, I'm not going in that post office. That post office is 100% haunted.
I'm totally going in there after it's dark. Let's go in after it's
No,
dark.
you get to do that by yourself.
All in.
You get to do that by yourself. Now, we said earlier that we didn't have scoring. That was a lie. Because we do, thanks to good old Uncle Elon, we do have some Starlink here in Gold Point. So right now, I want to be quiet because some teams don't want to know exactly where they are in the standings. But it looks like Melissa Clark and Jessica Moore in the crossover class in their Ford Bronco Sport, they currently are running at 91% of the points. That is overall. We have in the BMW X2, Sedona Blinson and Rebecca Donaghy. They're running at 90% of the points. And then third place in the crossover class is Bailey Campbell and Kaylee Miller. They have gotten 84% of the points. So first and second right there is really close. I think Kaylee and Bailey are going to have a bit of a hard time catching up there,
them.
But you know what? It's only the end of day 2. It's only the middle of the marathon stage, so anything can certainly happen.
I saw that's only 3 points apart.
Yeah.
You told us the percentages, but they're only 3 points apart after 2 days.
It's crazy.
Not even a whole checkpoint.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And then it looks like we had a little bit of an upset in 4x4. Team 152, Samantha Barber and Becky Brophy. They're in the 2020 Toyota 4Runner. They're currently 97% of the points. Nina and Tara Lynn in 129, the Jeep 4xe. They have 95% of the points. And then Shelby Hall and Rory Lewis in a Ford Bronco Raptor are sitting pretty with 93% of the points.
It's worth noting that those are from 3 different vehicle manufacturers.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
The ones in the lead happen to be Live Show presented by Toyota.
And we had nothing to do with their good day today. I promise you, we did not.
They had it was our great interview last night.
Yes.
They had lots of QBR today.
Exactly.
Quality,
they did.
durability, and reliability.
So we've got a little bit of filling happening here. We do bring in gas for all of our competitors, as well as Renewable Innovations providing the electrons for the electric classes. But I believe that we've got the most difficult part of the course today, the steepest, longest hill climb that we've had. I think we've got some footage from there. So let's see what we got. All right. So you know what? We did this course today, too, and I think this is where you spotted me.
This
is on the downhill section. It was just a little bit of a drop that you had to navigate through, especially with my Sequoia. My Sequoia's got a little bit longer of a wheelbase, a little bit worse departure angle. We didn't have any problem. This 4Runner is not going to have any problem either.
I know, but this video doesn't do justice for how downhill you actually are there. It was very downhill.
We were definitely in low gear coming down here, definitely keeping our transmission in a lower gear as well.
Yeah,
she looks like she's sliding
Yeah,
a little bit.
I was too. Can you see the back of the Lexus walking sideways there? It's slippery.
Yeah.
It was rough. And
Very,
if you
very
let
steep.
your car get going too fast, you'd smack it hard on a rock.
Yeah. I was able to use a downhill descent control in the Sequoia, which was really cool. It had 5 different levels. So I just chose low 1. That seemed to keep me at a good speed going down where I still felt like I was in control. Now, some of these cars aren't quite as new. They might not have downhill descent control, so they're going to rely on engine braking and their mechanical brakes. But, it was very possible to burn up your brakes in this section. Look,
For sure. Yeah, you
so
see.
sideways.
See, and they've got, decent amount of weight. Do you see the counter steer going into the steering wheel? This is awesome to be able to see her shuffle steering and hands on the wheel.
Oh, look at that Rivian trying to avoid some rocks there, getting a little bit into the bushes.
Yeah, you could definitely drag a bumper across a few of these
100%.
or pull a bumper cover off.
Yeah.
There were a couple of sections here on the descent. This is the backside of after we had climbed up and had the beautiful views of Nevada and California at the same time.
Yeah, so right there you've got to make sure that you've got enough clearance to get up and over that rock, but she's got it no problem with that Rivian. Now, that Rivian's got air suspension, so you can click that thing up to like 14.5 inches.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like it's sitting higher than when I looked at it. So when I looked at it in the line, I was like, are you going to go over the hard thing? Because I was looking at it ride height there.
No, you can punch it all the way up to 14.5.
I see.
But you're limited to speed.
Okay.
All right, Katie, what do you have for us right now?
Guess what? I'm here with Eva and Azure, and as you guys remember, this morning we were all watching them change a flat tire on the freaking start line. Ladies, take it away. Tell me exactly about your day.
So it started with picking up a nail in between impound and the start line. So our day started in a completely different fashion than we expected. It started with a little tire repair first thing in the morning, and
it wasn't little. You guys were slaying it. It was a big repair.
It was a big repair for a little tiny nail. The nail was so teeny tiny, and it went in and bent, so I couldn't get my big old ARB reamer through there on this cold tire. So we were like, forget it. We're swapping wheels. So we pulled the wheel off the back, did the things. I mean, we were just rocking and rolling. But the real gold happened right after that, because we hit our first checkpoint with 30 seconds to spare, even after all that nonsense. And it just
no way
set us up for a bunch of really awesome successes for the whole day. It was so cool.
Okay, that's probably the best Rebelle comeback I've ever heard. Seriously?
It was the best. And guess what? We didn't even exceed the speed limit to hit that checkpoint.
And you've arrived at Walt's Saloon. I mean, it doesn't get much better Rebelle than this.
It was a great day. It was hard. The afternoon was a little rough, but it was awesome. It was
okay, well, congratulations. Well done. We'll see you soon. Now let's go down here and have a chat to the Kia team, 206, Verena and Susie. Hello.
Hello.
How are you ladies? How was your day?
It was good. It was a tough one, but it was good. We had fun.
So this is a day of Rebelle historics with all sorts of things, and now we've landed up here in the mining town of Gold Point. What was the highlight of your day?
Oh, the driving. The roads were amazing. They're awesome rally roads. The Telluride was awesome too. Yeah.
And how was the navigating?
It was tough. The first part of the day was pretty smooth, and then once we got up into all these little kind of mining roads, it was really hard. Yeah. A lot of them were not on the map, and it was a challenge for sure.
We've heard that Emily threw some of her secret sauce into the day, which is probably why we've ended up at a saloon. So welcome back, and we'll see you at the bar or the start line in the morning. Take care. I think we need to go to Walt soon, Will. Let's have a quick chat to our Cosmo team. Hello again.
Hi.
How was your day?
We had a really great day today. So much fun. We saw some amazing sights, drove to some crazy steep elevation and amazing trails. So we are just on cloud nine.
So I know you're in digital, right, and in media. How does it feel to be away from all of that, out in nature? Are you starting to feel the vibe of how different this is?
Yeah, I said today in the car, I realized doing this with no phone, I realized how much trash I put in my brain being on social media all day. It's so nice to be able to focus on one thing. It's a lot of brain power to focus on something, but it feels really good. And we also took under-overs of what our email inboxes are going to look like when we get back to. It's not pretty. It's not pretty, but it feels good.
The numbers are very high, and we're quite scared. So we're hoping if our coworkers are watching us, that they'll go easy on us when we get back.
Okay, everybody who works with these two, please go easy with them. Give them a break, maybe a week off, some extra time. They're doing great out here, by the way, and this is what the Rebelle's all about. It's analog, and our digital capabilities, long day for me too, can bring you these cool stories. Okay, back to you, Emmy and Matthew, and when we come back, we're going to have a chat with Carly from Pennzoil.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Katie. It's so fun seeing you there with the teams, hearing how they're feeling after a big day. I mean, we had a prologue, we had a day 1, we got a day 2.
Marathon.
Like, we're in the event. We're deep in already here.
We are.
What we got coming up here?
Oh, my gosh. It's the best part of the show.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
So while we were up doing some of the X checkpoints, we shot just a little special something for you. I think it's pretty good. So let's roll it and see what you think. Man, I'm really loving this new Sequoia TRD Pro. Man, I'm really loving this new Sequoia TRD Pro. Wouldn't it be cool if, like, Toyota let me do a commercial for them? I mean, look, it's getting me out onto all these Rebelle Rally X checkpoints. The only thing that would be better is if, I don't know, I had a really good-looking guy sitting next to me. That would just be amazing. Oh, what? Oh, best day ever! And he's wearing cowboy boots? Come on! Alright, TRD Pro, it's you and me and the good-looking guy next to me. Let's go have some fun. I'm sorry, this is the best commercial. Look at those Falcon Wild Peaks. They would totally want this commercial. Let's see, where am I going to go? I've got an easy choice here, but I've got a hard choice on the other side. Well, I want to impress that guy that's in the car. Yeah. And I got a TRD Pro. Come on, let's take the hard way. Oh yeah, it's the multi-terrain select, baby. Let's put her in 4-low and see what she can do. This day is gonna rock. I mean, literally, right? Come on, Toyota definitely wants me to be in a commercial. Look how great I am, and I'm such a good driver. I don't even touch that bush. Please. I've also impressed my new boyfriend. I know it's gonna be good. Yeah, buddy. Top of the hill. What a great day. Just me, my Sequoia, my new hot boyfriend in his cowboy boots. Oh, what a feeling, Toyota. I mean, come on. They are definitely going to let me do a commercial for them. It was so good, right? Well, I'm here with Team 200. We've got Jessica Moore and Melissa Clark. Now, you guys had a really, really good day today. So, yes. Oh, I gave it up. I'm so sorry. Well, how did you feel about your day? Let's go with that.
We actually did feel like we had a good day.
Yeah?
So, yeah.
But there was a little bit of a dip, midday. There's, I kind of got us a little lost.
Oh, how lost?
We went back to the pavement.
Back to the green, back to the green, down to another route.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Okay, but you always made sure that you went back to your green, which was your known point. Right. Because if you're navigating, you got to know where you start from to know where to go.
Exactly.
So, Melissa, you've done this event every single year.
I have.
You are an 8-time Rebelle. What is different about this year than maybe the first year?
Oh, wow. The level of competition has got to be it. I mean, I think in that first year, we were just trying to figure out what in the world this was about. And if you got 70%, you were like high-fiving it. Now it's like 95% or so, and maybe you're okay. And some of the teams, I mean, yesterday I think there was 100%. I think Tara Lynn and
there was 100% yesterday.
Yeah, so the level has changed. Also, in that first year, we didn't have the wide miss penalties. We also didn't have the fake blues, which I have PTSD about. And Jessica I had to deal with all day long because every single blue that I come to just looks fake to me. So she has to spend a long time convincing me that it's the right one.
Okay, now Jessica, this is your second year as a navigator, first time navigating with Melissa. What is that like? I mean, she's probably got some pretty high expectations of you.
Absolutely. But it's wonderful because she has the time to help me through and talk me through some of the difficult choices that we have to make. And she's always there to back me up, check me, make sure that we're making the right decision. So
it's great. I mean, that's what this is all about, right? It's all about teamwork.
It's a team,
right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
We accept everything. Any decision that's made is a team decision.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. And you guys have got the Ford Bronco Sport. It's one of the most capable crossovers that we have in this rally. So I know that you guys are going to keep kicking some major butts. So I'm so proud of you guys. Thank you for taking the time. I know that this is a fun place to be. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
But right now we are going to throw to Ms. Katie Kunkel. I know she's got some cool things for us.
The things we do for live. The things we do for live. Hi, Emmy and Matthew. I have found the migrating tarantula. I've never seen a tarantula before, but it's actually quite a beautiful creature. And we've heard that they are mating and migrating here in Gold Point. And I'm not sure which way this one's going to go, but I just wanted the folks at home to see that this is not a road trip through Southern California. This is real, and this is where we're sleeping tonight in our marathon stage. Now I'm going to go and have a chat to Carly from Pennzoil. Hi, Adam. Hey, Carly.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
How was your day?
It was good. We had a great day.
Wasn't it amazing out there?
Yes, it was.
So this is Carly from Pennzoil, and I have been trying to catch her for the last 3 days because Pennzoil is a new Rebelle partner, and we're just so stoked to partner with you. And the fact that you're here with us for the whole week is so cool.
When we signed up, we said we were going to do it and we were going to help as much as we can, and that we were in it for real, and we wanted to experience the full thing.
So why Rebelle? Like, what is it about the Rebelle that makes you guys want to partner with us?
Well, first we met Emily, and she's amazing. And then we heard everything that Rebelle stands for, and it aligns so nicely with Pennzoil, sustainability, supporting and empowering women. So everything about it is just amazing. We have a new brand campaign called Long Way We Drive, and it's about love for the next mile of driving and getting out there, and so we couldn't be happier to support.
And I also understand that you support Rebelle U, which is how we train people and bring them into the Rebelle ready to go and deal with the elements that they dealt with today.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So we think that's really important because health and safety are huge for us at Shell, and that is the way that they learn how to make sure that they survive out here. They teach them about about the cars and how to take care of them as well, and that's super important for us to make sure when the girls are out here that they're safe and they feel empowered.
Well, thank you so much, and I hope to catch you again as we move down the road. We'll see you in at Waltz for maybe a cold one.
Okay, I'll be there.
Take care, thank you. Okay, back to you, Emmy and Matthew.
Amazing, Katie. It's always great to hear from our sponsors and hear what compelled them to be part of our series and what's important to them. There in the inset shot, you could see how long the dirt road is coming in here. It's like 10 minutes of driving down that, isn't it?
And you can see how long the gas line is to get to Brian Busby to get fueled up for tomorrow.
So we've got some footage of some of the off-road today we're going to jump over to, chat with.
I believe this is, again, some of the hill descent stuff that we have seen with them spotting and trying to get through. So we are going to, we've already seen this, but it's so rad to see these vehicles going through and these women spotting each other and helping each other out. So, let's just watch it again.
And for the record, that's Sam and Becky.
That is.
Current leaders of the event overall.
Yep.
In 4x4, and that's a bone stock 4Runner.
Right.
That 4Runner's not jacked up, doesn't have big plates on it.
Yeah.
That's like the one sitting in your driveway out here leading the Rebelle.
Exactly. So, we also have gone through Toyota's been putting out a lot of new products, right? So we've got the new 2024 Tacoma that we talked about, but we also have the new 2024 Land Cruiser, which everyone is super excited about because everybody loves the Land Cruiser. Now, this will come only in a 2.4-liter turbo I-Force Max.
Yeah.
And that is going to be 326 horsepower at 463 pound-feet of torque. And what's nice is that it's much smaller than the outgoing model. So I really, really, really want to see a new Land Cruiser in the event next year.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. All right, I think Katie, again, she's a busy little bee or a busy little tarantula. Katie.
I'm covered in dust, but I'm here with Kara and Suzanne, one of our partner teams, Toyota. Tell us how your day was, ladies.
Oh, it was fantastic. We did the X route today, and the views were phenomenal.
We actually gave it a go, and we felt the same way. Wasn't it cool?
It was so cool.
Can you tell me a little bit about what the two of you do at Toyota?
I'm a senior program manager in the product development office at our research and development center in Ann Arbor, Michigan, in that area.
Zingerman's.
And Zingerman's. And I'm responsible for full-size trucks. So we're driving the 2022 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro. It's one of the vehicles I work on.
How does it feel to be competing in one of the vehicles you work on?
It's great. It's great to see what the truck can do in the field. And I can bring ideas back and bring those to future product development.
So were you taking notes today coming down that X-Cross or focusing on your navigation?
A little bit of navigation, but also taking in the views.
We had a couple of notes, for sure.
And let me know what you do for Toyota, please, and tell me how your day went behind the wheel.
I'm Vice President of Manufacturing at the Toyota Texas plant where this truck is built. So that's what I do. We make trucks every day. And it was a great day. We had an awesome day. Love driving. It was a beautiful course. It was challenging with the X routes. That made it a lot of fun. And on the back end of the day, we had some navigation struggles, but we got a lot of laughs out of that. And so, it was an awesome day.
And we made it to base camp on time.
I feel a real sense of pride from both of you right now. Like, you're totally stoked to be driving for Toyota. And it's been great chatting with you, and I look forward to seeing you in at Waltz for maybe a cold one.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, take care. Thank you very much. Who have we got behind us here? Oh, we've got Holly. The spider. That was mean. Oh, no, here it is over here. Let's talk to this team. We're talking. Hey, Heidi. Yeah, we've seen the spider. Hi, Sabrina. Hi. You're live. How was your day?
We made it. It was fantastic. It was fantastic. Linz and we had a fabulous day. It was wonderful.
Now, tell me a little bit about the historic sites you saw, or were you too much in the game?
I don't know if I can even think back like an hour ago. Okay, wait.
It's okay. This is why Emily lands you in a place like this.
I think this pretty much surpasses any other kind of historical thing that we've passed. What we did soak up was it was so gorgeous today.
Isn't it?
The amount, the different kinds of landscape, everything. It was stunning. It was beautiful, and we had just a fantastic day.
And now that you've seen that tarantula, fun fact and pro tip, let's zip our tents, okay? Everybody zip your tents tonight. Exactly. Back to you, Emmy and Matthew.
Thank you so much, Katie. I was just reading that Lindsay is actually a commentator, color commentator. She's us, but for ESPN.
Yeah, so, us on a big scale.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, maybe she can, maybe we can move on over to ESPN and then just come back for the Rebelle rally. And I'm also going to make sure that I show this Toyota commercial that we did to all of our Toyota people. I mean, a VP of manufacturing, maybe that's not in marketing, but I'm sure she knows people. I'm telling you, they're going to buy that commercial from us.
Your whole story about being single is going to be disappearing real soon.
One of the great things about the TRD Pros is that a lot of them run Fox shocks. Now, I know Fox shocks from a off-roading standpoint. Are you a mountain biker?
I am. I've had Fox dampers on my full suspension bikes for over a decade, for sure.
Yeah, so they make them, for bicycles or for cars, and we have an awesome code for you guys. It is CRebelle30. That is 30% off until October 21st at the Fox website, which is ridefox.com. You guys, I can't even begin to tell you how much of a smoking deal that is.
Yeah, I'm just starting to internalize that. You put it on me about my bike, and I'm like, oh yeah, my bike needs a new rear damper.
Yeah, I know. I know. I might buy a spare set of shocks for Buddy just so that I have two, just in case something happens.
Awesome.
No, I just love the fact that we're getting all of this support from so many manufacturers, so many companies.
I mean, look at the field. We've got Kia, some Lexus there. We've got brands from all around, and that last drone shot just represences for me how big our circus is.
Yeah,
when
it's
we
crazy.
roll into a tiny place like Gold Point.
And we've got so many cars that are still in line, still trying to get into this base camp, or not base camp, but still get into this marathon leg. And the sun is going down. It is almost full dark. It's going to be a late night for some of these ladies. They still have to set up their tents. They still have to cook their food. They still, I believe they have their plot points for tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be a late night.
Yeah, it's been a busy day. There's probably not been time to plot for tomorrow.
Yeah.
And, there's been a lot of Base Camp 1. Everyone was cold. Everything was really serious. They've gotten 2-3 days under their belts. A lot of them need a bit of time to decompress.
Yeah, but it's not going to happen tonight.
I know, but some are looking for
tonight.
that. Hey, also, most of those that need to set up their tents, they don't yet know about the tarantulas.
Oh, no, they don't know about the tarantulas. All right, I think that Katie is out with our favorite roving reporter, Nicole Dreon, and she's always got such good nuggets. Katie and Nicole, what do you got?
We're not actually live for a few seconds, so we can probably just come in here and have a look-see. This is Waltz Bar, isn't it amazing? Oh, okay, we're live. Hey, guys. I'm here with Nicole. She has got some teams for us to talk about, and then we're going to go have a little look-see around Waltz because we've been trying to get in here all night. But first of all, let's talk a little bit about some of your favourite teams because you've got the best stories.
I do have some good stories today, Katie. The first team I'd like to talk about is Carrie Lando and Dorothy Rake. You know these girls.
Yeah.
The Mountain Subi team.
Yes.
Love the Mountain Subi team. What I love about Carrie's story is that she has a 2014 Subaru Outback that started as her mom car.
Grocery getter, yes.
Her grocery getter. And throughout the years, as her kids grew and she got to, spend more time on herself, she started building out the Subaru. So now it's this pimped out rally car that's so cool. Her 17-year-old daughter asked her if she could take it to prom with her last year. So she drove her mom's rally car to prom, which was super cool. And what Carrie thought was really cool about was that she realized how proud her daughter was of her, and that meant a lot.
That's cool. That's really cool. I read about the other mother-daughter team, and the daughter was saying in the transcribe that she's doing this to get to know her mother in a different way. It's
I know.
Really beautiful.
I know.
Really cool.
Yeah, super cool.
So who else have you got for us?
I'd like to talk a little bit about a returning team. We have two original Rebelles that we haven't seen in a few years. They're teamed up this year, Bailey Campbell and Kaylee Miller. Yes. This team is a team to look out for in the X-Cross class. Bailey, who's the driver, is a really renowned race car driver. She first came to the Rebelle. She was 18 years old and wore braces. Do you remember that? Yes, she still looks like she's 18.
Yeah.
And she's an accomplished fabricator and mechanic. She works on all her own cars. And Kaylee, if you don't remember, she has 3 wins on the Rebelle.
Yeah, and just had a baby. She took a year off to have a baby.
Yeah, both of them just had babies.
Yes, they're both.
Yeah, they both had moms. And I talked to Bailey a few minutes ago, and she said, boy, it's hard leaving her little girl at home right now.
There's lots of moms here who have kids at home, and it's tough.
Yeah, it's really tough, but I'm excited to see how these women do.
Well, I probably expect that you're going to get to know some of them in here so that we
Even
can hear
better.
more stories about them.
Yes.
And then maybe we should play some. What is this called?
Shuffleboard. It's called shuffleboard in the U.S.
Okay, do you want to have a game?
Yeah, let's play a game.
All right, cool.
This is where I get all my best info.
Back to Emmy and Matthew. We've got some business to take care of.
Well, thanks a lot for Katie and Nicole there roving around doing what we're going to be doing here shortly.
Yeah.
What do you got for us, Emmy?
Well, I want to talk a little bit about that Mach-E. We haven't really had a chance to chat about it. That is an all-electric crossover that's kind of, kind of Mustang-y. They call it the Mustang Mach-E. There's some styling elements that are brought in from the Mustang into this crossover. But that's a 2-motor setup with 480 horsepower. But check this out. 650 pound-feet of torque.
Even if EVs do weigh 5,000 pounds, 650 foot-pounds is no joke.
That is a lot of torque. So those teams, that vehicle, sometimes you might think like, well, yeah, but I need a 2-speed transfer case to do stuff. No, you don't. You've got so much torque right there that's available at 0 RPM. As soon as you put your foot on that pedal, you've got all that torque.
I know that also comes with the MagnaRide suspension.
I love the MagnaRide.
And I was letting a bunch of air out of my tires so I could quit going over the bumps. I'll bet it was a pretty smooth ride in that with the MagnaRide.
I bet it was.
I bet it was.
Well, it looks like the sun is setting here in Gold Point, which I just can't believe. So we're going to go to a quick commercial for y'all, and we will be right back.
Toyota trucks. Let's go places.
Built by off-roaders for off-roaders. OnX Off-Road's Route Builder provides a new solution to your adventure planning with a Snap to functionality. Just draw a line with your cursor and the route will automatically snap to the road or trail. Hit save and the route will sync to your mobile device. Now you're ready to hit the trails. Go farther with OnX Off-Road's Route Builder.
At Total Chaos, we believe in pushing everything to the limits and testing everything in our arsenal. We design our equipment to perform in brutal environments and some of the harshest off-road terrain. And because of that, we have been trusted to pre-run every mile of the Rebelle Rally for the last 6 years. Welcome to the chaos.
Time is yours to make the most of. In one race, you can cement your legacy. In one weekend, you can carve your own path. In 2 years, you can make thrills more accessible for more people. And in 110 years, Pennzoil can make a motor oil so advanced, the most ambitious among us can trust it in their engines. Pennzoil, long may we drive.
All right, welcome back to the Rebelle Rally Live. We are halfway through a marathon leg, and since Emmy interviewed some of the leaders in X-Cross, I thought I would also interview leaders in X-Cross and ask Becca and Sedona here how they're doing. You know what? I meant to ask you if you wanted to know that before
we have no idea,
spilling it out there.
We have no idea.
All right, look,
you know
pretty.
We don't know today. We have no
Talk
idea.
into that.
Oh, sorry. We know from day one. I looked. I don't know if you did. Yeah, but
Yeah, well, for those of you that don't already know, 8-time Rebelle, 7-time Rebelle, lots of accomplishments between the two. They pretty much know how they're doing without looking at the leaderboard, don't you?
That's not totally true. We do try and keep it our own rally, keep ourselves in the car, but we definitely check ourselves and we check the scoring.
So speaking of, the thing I'm dying to know is, like, how have you worked out a relationship between two, like, really high-level navigators? I mean, obviously you're been buddies, you're friends, you signed up to do the event together, but that had to be a little bit tough at times. You're like, no, I do it this way. No, I do it this way. Like, how's that going for you two?
I want to let Sedona answer that.
By the way, Becca is driving, Sedona is navigating.
Yes, because Sedona's a navigator. Yes. She's going to answer about navigating.
I think so. Today we definitely got our groove of how the driver-navigator relationship is going to go, but we want to benefit from the fact that Rebecca is a really strong navigator. So we're not just like tossing her to the driver's seat and not having her help at all. So I really wanted her help, and we've gotten that communication down. But we didn't get a lot of seat time together. So I would say day one we kind of shook that out, and today we definitely got the groove.
Yeah.
Got it. And I was reading Team Wild Grace 8.0 and granting each other some grace as you're figuring out what this rhythm is.
Indeed. Yes.
Yeah. Becca, a couple words really quick. How does doing things like the Rebelle Rally compare with going to Peru and floating down the Amazon with another person about your size?
Yeah, exactly.
How far did you go down the Amazon?
300 kilometers paddling. 300 kilometers paddling a 450-pound wood canoe with. And I was the big teammate this time. So, that was its own challenge. I think the Rebelle for me, I've done it almost every year. You've done it every year, and we've talked about it a lot. It's such a growth thing. There are other challenges that I do that are for fun or just to see what comes out of it. But I know this will push me to my limits in a way that I get to concentrate on one thing. My job is 1,000 things that I have to concentrate on. Life is 1,000 things. You as a mom have to concentrate on 1,000 things. So we get to concentrate on one thing, and it shines a light on all the good, all the bad, all the stuff you need to work on, and you hopefully come out of it in a different way. Maybe not right away, but ultimately you'll figure out, like, I could be better at that or do something a little bit differently and just be better as a person. So I know that comes out of this. Some of my other adventures, I go, maybe that'll happen, and then sometimes I just get bit by mosquitoes.
Sure. It happens. It's obviously important to keep that perspective in our adventures. This is not the only time we're going to talk to you two. It looks to me like X-Cross is going to be a whole lot of fun in the competition.
So many great competitors in X-Cross this year. So
and
it's
really
exciting.
Cool rigs. So it's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
So this is Team Wild Grace 8.0 now in their number 205 BMW X2.
BMW X2, the newly redesigned BMW X2.
All right, we're going to jump over and see what Katie is up to.
Hi guys, I'm still in Waltz. I've actually found my way to the pool table. I love a bit of pool. But I want to show the real Rebelle spirit here because we've got our entire media team in Waltz getting all their business done. Noelle's over there at the bar getting all her business done. Like, this is how the Rebelle works. We can see teams behind you, Will, plotting. When you're on a marathon stage, you have to figure out how to get your work done no matter where you are, and that includes staff and competitors. Now, incidentally, while I was here at the pool table, I banged into my friend Heather. Hi, Heather.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Now, Heather is in charge of all our media drivers. She makes sure that all photographers and all videographers get out on course daily, and that's a really hard task because they're not just driving down a highway. Now, our partner Onyx helps us do that, and Heather is here to talk us through some Onyx action.
Okay. So daily what we do is Jimmy sends us some route files, and then what we do is...
Hold on, is that tomorrow's routes?
No, this is today. This is the past. This is yesterday, actually this is prologue, and this was yesterday, and this was today. So we spread it out today because we transferred and got over to a different part of the area. We actually went into Nevada. So what we do is Jimmy gives us these route files, and we plot, and then we try to locate where we're supposed to go. Jimmy names them in a way that will work for him and his crew. So, for instance, flag JJ for George Justice, and 2 for it's a second flag he's going to set. So then what we do is that's plotted. I change the color because in Onyx you can change color by editing it, and it allows you to change it, and you can even make it a Sasquatch if you want and change it. But I do that by adding notes. So I try to just keep it simple for the flags because that's what we follow. So I know that that's a blue flag, and then I use like different colors for my own points if I need a reference or something.
Isn't this a really great example of how the backbone of the Rebelle is so digital, yet behind us we've got these women on these paper maps? It's the same thing, but we can use these tools to make sure that we can set the course, and we can make sure they're safe, and we can get our media team out there.
Yeah.
It's a thankless job. We know how much work you put into that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And I have to say, as just someone that likes to go off-roading, I love Onyx as well because I can plan a route the night before, download it because, we go out of service, and then I can still get to where I need to go on a Saturday afternoon if I want to adventure.
Exactly. So I offline maps here. You can offline them, and they'll give you where you offlined it. So while you're driving out there, you'll always have the map. You won't lose your content, which is nice. And so also it allows you to overlap them. And then the coolest thing that I like about the Onyx is in here this is a thing that not many people do, not many mapping companies do. They have elite membership, and when you're an elite member, you get a discount code. And now it's not loading right now because I'm not on internet, but these are all we have a MaxTrax code, and MaxTrax said a 25% off code, which is great if you're an elite member.
So if you sign up, then anything that you need for off-roading, you can get a great discount on.
Exactly.
Okay, it's always awesome to talk to you. Thank you so much.
Bye. Thank you very much.
Now we're going to go back to Emmy and Matthew, and then I think we're going to do a little tour down Waltz.
All right. Thank you so much, Katie. I have Onyx. I have it on my phone. But also, did you know you can get Onyx on Apple CarPlay?
I did.
Yeah.
We used it today.
Yeah,
yes.
Isn't that so cool?
Yeah, it's really convenient.
So you don't have to have an external iPad or anything like that if you've got a newer vehicle that has Apple CarPlay. I'm not sure if it comes on Android Auto. I wouldn't see why it doesn't, but it's really nice to just have it right there on your, cars these days.
now that we're talking
screens.
about it, it seems really obvious. It's a mapping thing. You need to be driving while you're doing it.
Right.
I know, but it just does seem really convenient that it works.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it. And I love that I can do search for trails near me. And I'm like, oh, I haven't been there. I think I'm going to go there. Boop.
My favorite feature of Onyx is being able to click on a bit of land and see the owner's name.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, that's not the National Forest Service. That's some other person.
Right. That's private land. I want to stay off of that person's private property. So I'm not going to take that trail. I'm going to go over here where it's BLM land or Forest Service land.
Yeah.
Public lands, right?
Yep.
Public lands. We want to tread lightly on public lands.
Well, I'll always love chatting with Heather Lewis. I always learn stuff from her, and as evidence there, she does a lot of organizing our media team and stuff.
Yeah, we wouldn't get the photos that we get from the Rebelle Rally if it weren't for Heather Lewis. So, yeah, Heather! We love her.
We're going to be here in the morning.
We are going to be here in the morning. We'll be here at 6:45 a.m. But you know what? Katie, she's Listen, she likes to talk. That girl likes to talk. She loves to be on camera even more than I do, and I know she's got something really cool for you guys. So let's throw to Katie one last time for tonight here at Gold Point.
I can't believe Emmy said that I like to talk and I like to be on camera. We'll talk about that later, Emmy. Now, moving the camera away from me, look at this up here. I mean, what even is that? Hi, James. Hi, Emily. We're just doing a little tour of Waltz. Hi, Emily. We're actually live. We're doing a tour of Waltz. Can I... No, I won't... She wanted to talk about... Would you like to let people know how it was a bit of a disruptor today?
Yeah. I mean, I have to be kind of quiet and keep my voice down because we have competitors in here. And we have staff in here. But I was very intentional about today. And I really wanted it to be a great day for the drivers, but also knew that it would be a good challenge for the navigators because of how far the points were apart and then also how it looked on the map. Oftentimes we have people who are just so good at reading the map, but not necessarily like working on the dead reckoning side of the equation. And today really put those skills to the test. So we really saw change in the scores, and we saw some surprising errors, and we saw some new people who've been training really hard and working on their navigation do really well.
Yeah, we noticed
because
that.
they hadn't gotten into maybe a habit of just like reading the map, being really good at the distance, checking the Terra trip. Because you couldn't do that today. In a few sections, you had to really stop, slow it down, and do the work. So it was really kind of fun to watch.
Oh, I can feel it out there. They all felt it. Now, I know you couldn't tell me too much, but I know things were shaken up because of your secret sauce, so thank you very much. And we'll see you over at the staff dinner.
It will make it an interesting... how many days do we have? What day are we on?
I have no idea. I think it's Sunday. Will doesn't know. It's Sunday.
I think it's day 2. I just know
it's only day 2. Look what you've done at day 2. You've shattered all of us. See you at dinner. Thank you very much. Okay, team, we're going to wander down here really quickly and see if Will is... Will's with me. He's right behind me. See if Walt's here. I just want to say thank you because Walt's amazing. Hey, Walt. Of course, he walks to the other end of the bar. And that's the end of that. He's at the very other end of the bar. Let's go back to the other end of the bar. Because he's with Carly. Hey, Walt. Hey, Walt.
Yeah.
I just wanted to thank you so much for having us.
You're welcome. It's good to have you here, and I hope everybody's enjoying themselves. But I should have put up the sign that shows that this is the 605 freeway over here. Because there is a line. And see, I do have a 605 line sign, too, by the way.
Do?
Yeah, I do.
Well, look, after the show's finished, we'll come back and have a cold one with you. But thank you so much. You're always so amazing to hang out with.
Glad you're enjoying it. I hope everything's good with everybody.
Always is with you, Walt. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hey, back to you, Emmy and Matthew. Thank you.
Walt is such a character, and you can come out here in your little side-by-side golf cart or in your stock vehicle. You can come out here. You can, golf carts. Of course, they're golf carts all day long. You can come out here. You can meet Walt. You can go to the bar. You can give him a donation. He might give you a drink for your donation. We'll see. But this is just one of the great locations in Nevada that you can go out to and make a little day trip of it.
I love seeing how many teams, how many stickers and stuff on the fridge inside.
I know.
How casual things are here. It's like I feel like I'm back in the 80s or something.
Yeah,
just
no,
random
it's
chips
so
out
great. But we've still got a very long line for teams to get checked in and into the fuel line. After that, they still have to set up their tents. They still have to eat dinner. There are points to plot, and it might be a very late night for some folks. I, of course, am going to go to bed by 9 o'clock because we have a 6:45 a.m. show for y'all tomorrow.
Indeed. I think it's going to be a bit warmer than Base Camp 1, so we're all looking forward to that.
Sleeves.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. So we will see you tomorrow at 6:45 a.m. We will be transiting down to our next base camp, and then we will see you again tomorrow at 6 p.m. So for now, I am Emmy Hall, and this is
Matthew Johnson. Thank you very much for joining us.
We will see you later. This is Rebelle Rally Live, presented by Toyota. Remember, Toyota, give me that commercial.